What is going on? You're listening to episode 276 of the Nintendo Powercast. I'm your host, N64 Josh. Player 280, what's up, dude?
What is going on? And what is up, NPC fam? It is your boy, Hate Zero, your hero.
Player 3, Nightcrawler, what's up, buddy?
Hey, how's it going? It's Crawler coming at you.
All right. Guys, that music you're hearing is from On Being Human. You can check them out on Spotify and YouTube. Remember, this is an unofficial Nintendo podcast. And if you'd like to get yourself a free book from Audible, head on over to audibletrial.com/NPC. Get yourself something awesome. All right? Get yourself something awesome. There's so many great audiobooks. If you need a gaming chair, they should be coming back in stock soon. Head on over to n64josh.com/OPSeat. Automatically save $10 at checkout. All right. Lastly, if you want to pick up my book, Another Castle, n64josh.com/Another Castle. It's available on Kindle, physical, and on Audible. Okay. With that, we're going to jump on over to the announcements.
Hey, listen.
Okay, the Animal Crossing podcast still going strong. You guys are getting 2 episodes this week. Okay, there's going to be one recorded tonight after this podcast, and another one recorded on Friday. Okay, so that'll be good. A couple episodes coming out. If you need music, just some chill music to listen to, I've been putting out songs every day, at least when I'm feeling okay. I was kind of sick last week and had to skip a few days, but as long as I'm breathing and feeling good, there's new songs coming out. Stream vibes. You can look up N64 Josh wherever you listen to music. You know, so if you're on Apple Music, if you're on Spotify, you're on Google, Google Play, Google Music, I don't even know, YouTube Music. It's everywhere. You can go and check out Stream Vibes. If you stream, you don't get any, you won't get any DMCAs. It's you don't have to worry about copyright strikes, any of that stuff. That's really why I'm creating it, is for content creators. Use it in your YouTube videos. If you want to give me credit, cool. If you don't, I don't care. It's up to you. It's just for you to be able to use. It's my gift to you. All right. So check out Stream Vibes everywhere. Like I said, the best thing to do is just look up N64 Josh where you listen to music. We got Mario Kart happening 10 a.m. Mondays, 6 p.m. Mondays, and 6 p.m. Fridays. Come race with us. It's a great time. Splatoon, Saturday morning Splatoons, 10 a.m. on Saturday mornings. Also a lot of fun. We've been getting some new people into Splatoon. I'm watching people level up slowly, and so that's been very cool. Saturday nights at 6, we've been doing some Smash Bros, and that's also been a very, very good time. And I'm playing Smash and Mario Maker every morning at 10 a.m. And so if you want to have your levels featured, or you want to maybe play me in Smash, or, you know, I'm trying to work on my Mario, just trying to get him up into Elite. And so that's kind of what's happening daily. Come hang out for that. We've also got the game club going on. And if you want to play through Super Mario World with everybody in the Discord, head on over to n64josh.com/Discord. And there you can jump into Super Mario World, and it's a lot of fun. A lot of people are really getting involved, and some people are discovering this game for the first time, finding the secrets. It's been a lot of fun. I've also got on Wednesdays at 10 a.m. when I go live on Twitch, I'm doing a Q&A called Twitch Chat, where I take questions from the chat and we talk about Twitch streaming, content creation, things like that. And those videos are up on YouTube. And I also have another podcast coming out called Twitch Chat. It's on Podbean right now. The first episode is available on Podbean, and I've registered with iTunes. That's as far as it's gotten so far. So if you want to check it out, like I said, you can head over to YouTube. It's probably the easiest way at this point. So with that, let's jump on over and talk about what we've been playing. Hey, kick us off, my friend.
Yo, so I picked up Resident Evil 6 because I didn't play it in the previous console generation, and I just had the Resident Evil itch after beating 4 again. And so far, I gotta say, I really should just have stuck with Resident Evil 4 and called it a day.
Uh-oh.
No, I mean, what they tried to do with Resident Evil 6 was kind of neat, but it just didn't pan out the way they wanted it. So it's 3 or 4 individual fully fleshed out campaigns, and each campaign you play has like different HUDs, and the gameplay is different. It feels different.
Did
but-
6 stick with like the arcadey feel that 5 had or whatever that people some
Yeah.
liked and some didn't like?
Yeah, it even takes it to the next level.
Does
So-
it put a score next to your name?
Well, it's not like what's that other Capcom game that was where you're Frank West and you have to kill you're the reporter. Can't.
Yeah,
Doesn't matter.
yeah. I know what you're
Xbox
talking
game. Josh, you know what I'm talking about.
The zombie game. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I forget.
Yeah. So it's not like that where it's a complete parody, but no, it's just I don't know. It's more extreme. Like all of a sudden Leon is Dead Rising. Thank you, someone. Leon is like doing hardcore parkour and just like his kicks and stuff. It's like when did you have time? Like in Resident Evil 4, you were such a like
Tank.
normal. Yeah, and
He
then,
walks
like,
slow and
Resident Evil 2, you were even worse. Like when did you have time to learn all this? So I've been playing that. I want to at least finish Leon's story because I liked Leon, coming up from Resident Evil 2 and then playing 4. So that's what I've been playing.
Right on. Crawler, how about you, man?
I jumped into Tetris 99 this weekend and got the new theme or whatever it was for Xenoblade.
Yep.
So that was fun. I didn't get it. I had my one Tetris Maximus that last event. I didn't get one this time. I don't even know if I got top 10. It was kind of rough playing. But that's always fun just to have a reason to jump back into Tetris and play those special events. And then I think I ended. What was that? What night was that we were playing? Was that this week that we were playing Mario Kart? Maybe it was last Monday. And it ended with me getting totally Mario Karted, and I turned it off, was done. But had a little bit of fun there before that. I've been playing a little bit of the. I haven't bought the game yet, but I've been playing the demo for Mr. Driller. Have you guys, either of you, checked that out?
No.
So I think it's a GameCube game, or
Yep.
I'm not sure. Yeah. So it's like 12 years old, and they have a like classic mode and then like a newer, easier mode, I guess, too. I've been trying it on classic. It's kind of hard. I haven't cleared like the first 500 meters or whatever that you have to do. But it's a different kind of puzzle game where you're constantly drilling down, and the blocks will chase you as you leave voids in their space. But they melt together with blocks of the same color so that you can have a strategic way to drill your way down. You have to find air little pellets to keep going, otherwise you'll run out of air. But it's a fun little challenging game. I've been having enough fun with it trying to learn it just in the demo mode. I think it's $30 on the eShop. But yeah, that's kind of what I've been doing there. Then still trying to escape Tarkov, and I have Last of Us Part 2 that I'm still trying to play through. So lots of stuff, of different.
Don't spoil it yet.
I'm not far enough to spoil anything yet.
I don't want to know anything about it. Don't even tell me anything. I don't even want to know if like there's snowfall. Tell me nothing.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. So for me, we've been doing the Mario Kart nights. We've been doing Smash, checking out Min Min, and just still working my Mario, like I mentioned. Did Tetris 99. I think I like 5th was the best I did for this last one. Which meant I didn't have to play very long. Once you get into the top 10, you get a lot more.
Yeah, you get
points.
like 25 points or something like that.
Yeah. So that's not too bad. I checked out a brand new game called Biped. It's brand new to the Switch anyway. It's been on PlayStation 4. I really want to encourage you guys to go check out My First Look. It's really interesting. You control each leg with a stick, and there's also couch co-op with this, and so you've got to kind of team up and work together, and so you can with the sticks, and it has this like Wall-E aesthetic, almost like more like the Eve, like your characters kind of it's very Pixar, and so they're very cute. The sound design's very good. the gameplay is fun. It's a bunch of different puzzles, and you really control the way this thing walks, the way it you can take big steps, and you got to go left, right, left, just to try to make the steps, or you can shuffle and just move your sticks really quickly. I had a lot of fun with it. It's really good. So I recommend checking out Biped. I was walking through Target yesterday and saw Wonderful 101, so I snagged it and popped it in today. It's a very interesting game. It's very different. Your controls at some points, I was getting a little frustrated trying to figure out how to, they wanted you to rotate the stick, but you actually had to start at the left and then rotate around. You couldn't just rotate from the top and then it wouldn't work. And so I was getting a little bit frustrated with that, but once I got it figured out, it was fine. And it's an interesting game. There's something about the graphics that just seem a little bit off with it. Everything was kind of shiny, and it didn't look quite as good as I expected it to. I don't know. There was just something about it. It still played good. It's a Wii U game, and
so control save as switch.exe.
Yep.
it got that kind of upgrade, you think? Maybe
that's kind of, that's what it seems like. And I remember seeing there were some complaints online about that game, about the game being kind of not running as well as it should have on the Switch. Chad is asking, do the retail copies have a slip cover? The inside of the game, and I'm showing it to the camera right now, does have a pretty cool. It was the inside has a really cool printout of some of the Wonderfuls, and so it's pretty rad.
But no overcover is what he was asking.
No, there's no slip cover for it. Just the inside looks good. So. Yeah, and it's fun. Then I've been working my way through BioShock as well. Still, just it's such a classic shooter. It's right in that transition period where shooters were going from the 90s and 2000s style shooter into where they started experimenting with new things. But there's no sprint in this game. There's no ADS. So it's missing a lot of things that we're very used to now.
I forget. Is BioShock an arsenal shooter where you just have gun after gun after gun after gun that you can cycle through, or is it 2 guns at a time?
No, it's arsenal. Yeah, you can carry, but you're always going to be limited on ammo. That's the thing with that game. They want you to use your I think they're called plasmids or whatever. So, but I'm really enjoying it. It runs really, really smooth, and I have my late night Twitch crew that shows up, and we've been having a great time playing through the game. It's an interesting game because there's really no consequence for dying. So if you run into a big daddy, it's kind of just oh well, I'm just gonna do as much damage as I can, and then if he kills me, it's not that big a deal. I'm just gonna spawn right here again. You know what I mean? So, but that being said, the story is fantastic. It is absolutely fantastic. So I'm excited to go through it, and I'm excited to check out the second and the third one. I don't think they're as good as the first, but I'm still looking forward to it. So this is a little off topic as far as it's not something I've been playing, but something I've been playing with, and it's called the M Classic. And this is a device that upscales your Switch and any console to basically just run I'm playing on a 4K monitor, and it really makes things look good. It's been kind of cool because Jen and I have been playing side by side with. I've got 2 4Ks set up right next to each other. We set up both switches, and I can look at the difference in the gameplay with the M Classic on versus her Switch without it.
Oh, nice.
And I gotta say, it's a very impressive piece of tech. It's very impressive. And tomorrow night we're doing a retro game night with my aunt and uncle, and I'm actually going to be testing it with the GameCube because there's a retro setting on it for retro games. So I'm excited
to improve the 4x3 kind of.
Yeah,
aspect ratio.
Yep, it boosts that as well. So it's a pretty. I did a little bit of research on it before I picked it up, but it's a pretty impressive piece of tech. Like, I haven't been, chat want to know immediately, like, are you getting any input lag? I haven't noticed anything like that. Like, it just it makes it run smooth. And here's the thing: if you have like an HDMI switcher or something that you're using, you could actually set this thing in line to where whatever. At least I'm fairly certain of this. You could probably put it in line right before your TV, and then it will upscale your Xbox. Even if you're running like the Xbox Series X, it will still clean up that signal also, and boost it. So yeah, it's about $100, but I'm very stoked. I really like the thing. So yeah, I recommend picking it up for sure. So with that, let's jump on over to the news.
Hey, listen.
That's not the news button. That's the news button. Okay, out of the three of us, who is the biggest Donkey Kong Country fan? Uh-oh, it's just dead silent.
I mean, I played a lot of 2. Was it 2 with Trixie?
I didn't play 2. I played a ton of Donkey Kong Country. But I'm not a diehard like a lot of people are.
Okay. All right. I mentioned this in the video yesterday. My little brother erased my 98% completed save file. So,
I've never forgiven him.
Well, I told you guys on the show recently what I did to him, and so he deleted his save of Ocarina of Time one day, and I was only messing with him. I felt bad for it. So, yeah, I told him he didn't finish before I got home to just delete it, and he got stuck. And I came back, and his file was erased. I was like, I wasn't serious. Oh, no. So yeah. Oh, no. Yeah, that's a big brother fail there. Yeah, so I mean, I feel like this is the game a lot of people have been asking for. They've been wanting, kind of wondered why it wasn't here from the beginning. I also feel like, and maybe we've kind of been wondering about to talk about for a talking point, but like, what is happening with Nintendo Switch Online? Does it feel like it just like has kind of gone downhill quite a bit?
Well, it slowed down quite a bit. I mean, and after the 1 year, and they did the big how many Switch or SNES titles did we get at the announcement of it? It was like 20 something, right?
I think so, right around there.
Yeah. So I mean, it was a lot at the get go, and then from that point on, they kind of was it maybe October was the year anniversary of Switch Online. They kind of slowed up and said we were going to stop doing the monthly releases, and that's when we've definitely noticed the slowdown. I think there's only been 3 updates since, 3 or 4 maybe.
Yeah, I don't know, because the trickle updates they're doing outside of Donkey Kong Country, they've been pretty bad.
Hey, we got Star Fox 2, man.
Yeah.
Nobody plays that.
Yeah. But Donkey Kong, that's one, like Josh said, everyone or a lot of people have been wanting. That was a huge SNES title that everybody wanted, and I wasn't sure we were ever going to get it. I thought maybe the deal with Rare only went for the SNES Classic, and that's all we'd see. So it's cool to have. I have it on the SNES Classic, so I don't know. I mean, I guess it's neat to have it in an easier to play fashion too.
I feel like if it wasn't for like the Game Club, it's very rare that we go and pick these titles up, other than like the first day that they're around. Like we did the Wild Guns or whatever, we like checked that one out. But other than that, it's pretty slow. I said in that video yesterday, like I would much rather see like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles collection from the SNES.
Is that Konami?
Ultra, Konami, kind of the same difference from back then. I mean, I think Nickelodeon has the rights now, and I'm not sure who's doing the games,
obviously
but
they've licensed it out because the one-up arcades, they have distribution rights for it to put it in their arcade. So,
well, and if they did a collection, there'd be 6 games between the.
I would buy it
if they added the Hyperstone Heist, I think is what it's called, from the Sega Genesis. Like you'd be talking about 7 games.
And
right?
Don't butcher it. Put online multiplayer in it.
Well, yeah. The other thing too, like the Xbox 360 has both Turtles in Time and the arcade game that have online.
I have the 89 arcade on Xbox. I think that one might be the one that you have to have it downloaded on your Xbox, otherwise you can't get it now.
You can go back and get it if it's in your history, but that's it. You can't.
It's off the shop
license
now.
The license expired, and it's gone. It's gone. So, yeah. So that it's just I don't really know. Like it's something that I feel like a lot of people want to complain about, but then at the same time, I don't think there's anybody who's really playing these games all that much. When I go through my friends list, very rarely do I see anybody playing any of these games.
Yeah. Well, like you said, it's Game Club, and you kind of almost have to make an appointment to play it with somebody. Like, I think we had fun playing Wild Guns. I think you and I both probably have the Wild Guns remaster, but that game is limited to local co-op only, and this was something you and I were able to play local co-op via online, which is one of the coolest features, I think, with the Nintendo Online stuff, is that Nintendo has built the ability into these games, however much we hate their netcode and all that kind of stuff that it has. Whatever back end they have on the NES and SNES apps is able to take something of a game that is a local co-op multiplayer experience that is supposed to be couch co-op and turns Nintendo Switch Online into the couch, which is really cool. And it has, I mean, the spectate and the hand claps and all that kind of stuff built into it that allows you to communicate even without voice chat sometimes. And it's a cool experience I think would really benefit from, like you said, some of those third-party developers. But it's if they have a strong IP that they know they have a strong IP, they aren't going to put it on the Switch Online just because they know that they can do the Konami or the other, some of those other developers that have the deep classic backlog that can make money off the collections. I would love to see like the Metal Slug games from Neo Geo. I think those would really be cool to come. Like, I know those are on, I think those are on maybe Arcade Classics or something like that, but
yeah,
to be able to have online multiplayer with those, that would be really cool.
Well, I think one thing that I don't know what they're waiting for with this, but I mean, they just released Clubhouse games, and it has like the shooting gallery. So why don't we have Duck Hunt? Why don't we have what's it called, Hogan's Alley, I believe? Even the Super Scope 6, which is all Nintendo licensed stuff, they could technically make all that work with the Joy-Cons, just aiming them.
They
at
could
the
probably
TV.
they could probably sell us some more plastic too if they did Super Scope.
Right. Yeah. Right.
They could do it. They just use the Labo one, right?
That's true.
Sell some Labo.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, but I mean, Duck Hunt, it was on I remember buying it Christmas Day on the Wii U, is the day it launched.
I bought it Christmas Day it came out too, and it was kind of a pain, I think, to go, like, the eShop is weird times and all that kind of stuff. I woke up Christmas morning, I tried to download it, and I don't think it was ready to go right at 8 a.m. or whatever Christmas morning. I had to wait until like 10 or 12, which is a horrible thing to do on Christmas Day when you want to open something and play with it. But
Right. Yeah, so I don't know. It seems like they still have a fairly vast library that they could get
Where's
into.
Earthbound?
Yeah.
that's
mean,
never
why not though? They sold it.
I guess it's on the
3DS.
classic. Yeah, and it's on the classic too, right?
Yeah, so clearly it's not tied up in licensing. They just don't want to give the people what they want.
Well, they want Mother 3 is what they want.
Well, that is true. But from the Nintendo Online, Earthbound's high on the list of, a game people want on the SNES library.
And where's Chrono Trigger? That's a game I really want to play.
Well, Square's probably tying that up. Like
maybe.
What they've released in the past has been, which I don't know if we even want. We probably do want the Nintendo treatment for it, but what Square has been pushing out lately has been bad. Like, I think what's on Steam is like a bad port of the phone version,
right,
or something like that. They've been they did the hard work once for the phones, and then they've tried to use that as a shortcut to port to everything else because it's easy enough to export it to different ways. But it shows it's a poor craftsmanship when it comes to that going to console or PC, what you want to see from it.
Yeah. I don't know. It's one of those things that's like, again, like I said, like a lot of people want all these other games, but then like, are we really going to play them all that much? And Nintendo's probably looking at statistics going, nobody touches this stuff.
It's the
right?
Pokemon effect. You got to catch them all. You want them all there. You want them for when you want them.
Yep.
But if they don't have them, then you're going to get your pitchfork out.
Right.
Well, I mean, let's take it there, because I mean, I know I would play Earthbound, but you know what else I'd play? I'd play the original Pokemon Red. Let's get some Game Boy games on there.
Yep. Absolutely.
I think that's probably more likely than to get before we get
64.
N64.
Yeah. I could see that, but I mean, some of those might not translate so well, but there's some gems on the old Game Boys. You know, bring them over.
Yeah, including
Make
the Turtles
online
games.
worth our money.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and I've been saying this for a while too, but they've got some really great titles on the Wii U with the NES remix, and they could keep going with that.
Yeah, they haven't done. I'm surprised they have not taken advantage of that.
That would be a great title.
Because they have it on D. It's not the same game on DS.
It's exact same game.
It is, okay.
Yeah.
But then they did Remix 2, right?
Yep.
Didn't they do a second one? So yeah, they got two games. Release both those and then do a new one, because I'm sure they could find new stuff to mix up in there.
Oh, it's great. You got like the crazy weather effects happening in Super Mario Brothers. You've got, you're playing Excite Bike on the ice. There's just all this different stuff that they added to the game, and it was like, and it's all time based. It's all just challenges. So that's the kind of thing that would really get the community involved and get people wanting to play, because it's leaderboards. It's something fun to compete, like, to even compete. We've all seen that old video where they have like 99 people playing Super Mario Kart. Like, give us something goofy like that where everybody's there's just red shells and everything.
And even anything like that is, you can compete the old Nintendo Power style. Just take a screenshot of your score. I mean, and you're competing with each other that way.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, there's a lot they could do, and hopefully they do, because it's just, I think if we're going to talk about a little bit more, there's like rumors of a direct. I think there's going to be some news for Nintendo Switch Online. They've announced something every year, so it wouldn't surprise me whatsoever. The other games, Natsumi Championship Wrestling, which looks great, but it's not the WWF that I had on my Super Nintendo, or that I still have, which we would never
licensing.
see. Well, yeah, licensing times 2 on that one. That one will never see the light of day. And then The Immortal has some of the coolest box art of any Super Nintendo game, period. And
no, NES game.
Or NES game, yeah. And it I don't know. I'm like, where'd this game come from? Does anybody,
Yeah.
I mean, even in chat, does anybody remember playing this game? Like,
I never heard of it.
Yeah, it's so it's just kind of
so
strange.
all that comes out next week on the 15th.
On the 15th. There you go.
And I'm sure there's some hidden. I don't know if both of you have it. I have a Japanese account to get the Japanese editions of the app, because they usually get something different than we do. So there'll probably be something crazy and different on the Japanese version as well.
They did get, I believe, Shin Megami Tensei or something like that. I don't think I'm saying it correctly, but
so that'll be a nice hard game to play in all Japanese.
Yeah. Yeah, but I believe that's one of the ones they got. So I was watching a news video, and I believe that's what they got. So limited run games. We watched the announcement today. They got a bunch of physical copies, a bunch of physical games coming out for some really stellar titles. The Mummy Demastered's getting a physical. Go play that game. It's so good. Katana Zero's getting physical. Grease is getting a physical. They showcased
Castlevania Anniversary Collection.
Yes, which that's a definite purchase for me because I held off on getting it. So
yeah, Bloodstained Curse of the Moon 2, which just got announced I think last week. That's getting a physical. They had partnered with Bloodstained before to do the first one.
was like great. Is it Grand?
Star Wars Episode 1. Star Wars
like
Episode 1 Racers getting a release as well. I'll probably triple dip on that or whatever because I already have it on. I already have the 64 console version and I have it on Switch now digital. Towerfall Ascension was another one.
Yeah, they showed the Ouya of all things.
Yeah, they showed the Ouya, which was funny.
You know?
That's originally where it was. So
yeah, it was crazy. But I think Ys, the first one, like
Origin,
the Origin
yep.
or whatever, I think that was kind of like I think that was announced there for the Switch. I don't think that was known ahead of time, but I could be mistaken.
Yeah, and that's part of their distribution line, so they're not publishing that. Half those kind of titles that we listed are just they're partnering with these developers to help make sure that that physical editions can come out. One of the coolest things that they did was the original Shantae from Game Boy Color is getting an actual Game Boy Color cartridge release again. So and that game is also coming to Switch as well. So if you buy their super expensive fancy version, I'm sure you'll get both the Game Boy Color cartridge, which I think is a fairly expensive cartridge right now.
They said $400.
Yeah. So
yeah.
So they're helping free that, and it'll be fully functional and work on your Game Boy Color. So, and that's a partnership that they have with Way Forward that they've worked with. So that's cool.
Speaking of Game Boy, I actually pulled out my Game Boy Micro and was playing Super Mario World on it the other day, and they do little cutscenes on those Super Mario Advance games they're awesome. They are great. So just a little side note there. Europe brick and mortar stores can no longer sell digital download codes for first party games. What's going on there? Did you look at this article at all, Crawler?
So I heard this on IGN's podcast last week. They talked about it. They're still allowed to sell, I guess, from third-party developers. So, like, if you go in and you see at your Best Buy or your GameStop, you see like a download code for Grease and Hollow Knight and some of those other games, those will still be there. But like the major first-party $60 Nintendo titles, Mario Party, Zelda, just all the Mario games, pretty much anything that's first party, they're pulling that out of, and I think that's just that's a money grab because they're still getting their digital distribution. You still have to go through the eShop anyway. I think in this article it talks about they can still sell eShop gift cards and DLC and online membership codes. So it's pretty much just limited to stuff that would take away from Nintendo getting its full cut out of the eShop, mainly because you're still having to do that, but they're probably discounting it somewhat what they're selling at wholesale to those brick and mortar stores, so they aren't getting as big of a cut.
So this is Nintendo.
I think it's mainly just a money grab.
This is Nintendo pulling these out?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Okay. Because they're losing their, whatever percent on each. Interesting. But you would think that would outweigh the.
But will it? Because first party Nintendo games ever have a problem with discoverability on the eShop, especially in the weeks leading up to, like, Paper Mario and the Origami King is like already a bestseller.
Right.
They don't have problems with discoverability, and they do enough to promote their own games, and they also control the eShop so they can make sure their game has discoverability, even if it is bad on the eShop. I'm wondering if this might happen in the US, and that's why I put that in the show notes. Like, do we think this will come to North America? I mean, it's hard enough right now, like with coronavirus and everything that's happening, people aren't in stores anyway to see those digital coupon cards to buy anyway.
Right.
So, and Nintendo hasn't had a problem. First off, you can't even buy a Switch. So, anybody that is buying games is buying
that's
stuff.
not true. I got one on Amazon. Shout out to Mr. Cool Red Luigi. I see you. Thank you.
Did it show up?
Tomorrow. My nephew is going to get his birthday present after all.
Well, there you go. That's awesome.
That's good.
That's cool.
But yeah, so it's like they don't have a problem with discoverability for these first party games. I think it's super
Well, what about
important.
like Toad's Treasure Tracker and Sushi Strikers or whatever it was
Sushi
called?
Striker, they're trying to give that game away right now.
So you might be spot on. It might be a money thing, but there was a couple months ago. I don't know if this is related, but I'm curious if it has something to do with it. A couple months ago, people's accounts were getting banned because they were buying games through kind of shadier online retailers, and none of those were hosted in America. Those websites, but you could buy just a game code for a lot cheaper than you can get it anywhere else, and they were all bootlegged, and you could get your account banned. And so like Nintendo has a running list of like, don't buy from these websites or your account will get banned. So I wonder if there's something to it along those lines, if that has anything to do with it, if Nintendo's having a hard time controlling those regions' inventory levels, they're losing stock. I don't know, because it's how hard would it be to lose 50,000 pieces of paper?
Yeah. I mean, I had the IRS call me the other day, and they wanted me to pay them all in Super Mario Party cardboard cards.
I know this is fake because they don't want Super Mario Party anything. Nobody does.
Gift cards, yeah. And the local police are coming for you.
Yeah, the local police have been called, and if I don't pay them in Mario Party eShop codes.
I'm curious if this is kind of part of it, because if you're Nintendo, not only are you dealing with these fraudulent sites making money off of people, but now you're dealing with angry customers who theoretically didn't do anything wrong. They just bought a product from the wrong person, and now their account's banned and they have to deal with it. So I'm curious if this has anything to do with it.
It's very possible. It's very possible. And I don't know if you guys have ever dealt with like just trying to buy eShop cards from Amazon, but you can only buy 2 at a time. Mm-hmm. And then your account will be like, they'll wait.
I'd say if I buy them through Best Buy, like I have to go through the credit card verification that I don't normally have to do.
Right. It's just money laundering.
It wants to make sure it's your credit card and you're approving it.
Yeah. Yeah. So, all right. Well, there's one review out for Paper Mario. Paper Mario's coming out in 10 days?
8 days, 8.5 days or something like that.
Yeah. So Famitsu gave it a 9 out of 10, right? Is that what it said?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's what it said. That's what it says.
That's what it says. So I'm Are we gonna be able to finish any games before Paper Mario comes out? That's the chart. Are we finishing Xenoblade Chronicles?
No. I'm not far enough at all. I want to. I need to get away from my computer is what I need to do and just play on my Switch.
I don't finish games anymore.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Period.
Yeah.
I just like to start games. I might try to start a couple games before Paper Mario comes out.
Good call. Good call. Okay.
Well, the real question is, will any of those games that got first looks today, Wonderful 101 and Biped, or what is it called?
Yeah, Biped.
Will those get an N64 Josh second look? That's a true test of a game.
Wonderful 101 is one I've always wanted to play, so I'll probably put a little more time into that one. And Biped is, we're pretty big fans of like Heave Ho and a few other, like I even got my daughters to play Super Mario Party this last week. And they were like, "This is so fun." I'm like, "Yeah, I've been asking you for how many years to play this game with me?" And they finally said yes.
I gave my son my DSi this week because he was getting frustrated playing New Super Mario Brothers with me.
Yep.
And I think he's been enjoying the single player aspect of Mario a little bit more. It's less obviously New Super Mario Brothers with multiple people is very frustrating when somebody runs ahead of you and they pull the screen with them or they jump on you and kill you, that kind of stuff. Yeah. But he's been enjoying the original New Super Mario Brothers on my DSi, so he's been playing that. That's been cool to see.
Yeah, my nephew, I bought him and my niece, I bought them both 2DSs a few years back, and for their birthdays, a lot of times I'll give them the classic games like Mario 3, a download code for Mario 3, and that's his favorite. My nephew, he's like 5. His favorite is to play Super Mario Brothers 3, and he can only get so far, but like some of the stuff, it's like super surprising.
That game gets hard after a while.
Yeah, it's really surprising to see how much he can do, and then other stuff, it's like, you wonder like, how come he can't figure that out? So it's interesting, but yeah, so Biped is one that we will probably check out together for some couch co-op, because that's really where that game shines. So talking point, there's a rumored Nintendo Direct. Let's see what let's talk about what we think we're gonna get.
Here we go!
Chat, we want to get you guys involved, so let us know what you think we're going to see if this Direct is true. So grain of salt time. If the rumors are true that we're getting a Direct on July 20th, what are we going to see? I'm going to go out on a limb and say Mario stuff because of the 35th anniversary, and Zelda stuff because of the 35th anniversary for next year.
Man, you're really going for a stretch. No, I think, yes, we'll get something Mario for sure, right? With the 35th. They haven't really done anything for it.
Nothing. Yeah, they haven't done anything yet.
So I think we'll see some Mario of some sort. And even if the Direct doesn't come out July 20th, we're going to get a Direct again in our lifetimes, right? So we can apply this to whatever.
Canceled.
They're over. As we talked about last week, they found
we talked about it last week. They said Nintendo Directs won't last forever.
Yeah. So we're gonna get another one, I think, eventually, regardless. I agree with you, Josh. I think we're gonna get Mario. Do you have any ideas on what? We had that long rumored
I hope it's
Galaxy
the
Sunshine.
Rumor. I hope it's the Sunshine rumor. That's what I hope for.
We're not talking about Mario Sunshine because last time we didn't see you for like months.
What do you think about an Odyssey sequel in the works? Do you think that's something they could drop like they did with the Zelda? Because this theoretically could be what their E3 show would have been, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, it really seems like this is the time to double down on Mario. The especially because of the time of year, right? The 35th anniversary. I'm looking at my shelf of Nintendo stuff, and I've got 20th anniversary stuff, 25th anniversary stuff, 30th anniversary stuff is right behind. You can't see it because of the way my camera's angled, but like I got a 30th anniversary poster right behind me of when Mario Maker came out. And we know they're not adding anything else to that game, unfortunately, and so. They've always done something. I'm honestly expecting a Switch. I'm expecting a Switch with, a 35th anniversary Switch, maybe a Switch Lite with some kind of like, Mario aesthetic.
The red and blue Joy-Cons with some yellow for the buttons or something like that.
Or even a blue Switch with red Joy-Cons, with the big M on the back. I mean, and a dock that maybe looks like bricks from this original Super Mario Brothers. I don't know. I'm just kind of off the top of my head, but I really want to see. I mean, I'm looking at a Wii remote that's red and white or red and blue with a big M on it. And a red. I got a red nunchuck. So like, I really hope. I'm just so excited. I'm so excited. Anything Mario, I'm like, give it to me. The only thing I'm super sad about is if they come out with a Mario Switch, I'm gonna lose all my progress in Splatoon, and I'll have to start a new island in Animal Crossing.
Yeah, you can just say your Switch broke and you get that one island transfer. So
there you go. You can do a freebie. So what we've glossed over is this being the 35th for Mario. This is also the 35th for the NES, right? So instead of a Mario themed Switch, what if we get a classic NES themed Switch, NES dock, NES Pro controller? Like, I'd be all for that. I'd be all over it.
I'm all about it. I'm all about it.
I mean, Sony has success with the PS4.
I know
like the
Josh has
PlayStation.
one, kind of.
Kind of. It's in your house, but yeah, he does.
It's in the closet right over there.
You're gonna be playing Last of Us 2 on it soon. I should just buy Last of Us 2 for you, then you can play it and then just send it back with me.
I'm waiting for my buddy. He's gonna let me borrow his Pro.
Oh, there you
We're
go.
good. I got that covered.
Okay, cool. So, but yeah, I mean, the 3DS has an NES version. The Game Boy Advance SP, my Micro, the 20th anniversary is a Famicom. It looks like a Famicom. It's golden red, and so could you imagine a Switch with like the red buttons and
Yeah. I can't imagine. It'd be amazing.
Gray with some
even just
black,
having a
like-
Pro controller in that colors, I'd be stoked. And
Yeah.
especially if it like fades over time, if they can make it, fade into that nice yellow that the original plastic did, that'd be perfect.
with the Super Nintendo, the fire retardant.
Yeah.
Man, oh man, yeah.
But
I mean, they only have 4 Pro controllers that they've put out so far, and that would be a nice addition if they could do that.
Speaking of, just real quick, we just bought another one for Jen, and it is a different color than my original black one.
Like the black,
It is not shiny. It is
the translucent stuff, or
Yeah.
that's the actual.
all of it is more of a matte finish.
interesting.
And I haven't done the D-pad test on it, but I need to. I need to check
Does
out
it
the
match?
D-pad.
Texture-wise, is it the same or different?
I think it's the same, but it's definitely more of a matte finish, and it's more.
Does it match the black of the Smash Pro controller? Like the what's on the wings?
Is it possible that
Or
your
not the
old
wings,
one
I
is
guess the
shiny
middle.
from you playing on it, and the new one is just new?
I mean, the areas. I don't. I mean, I don't know. It could be, but it's like I don't know that my hands would touch. But I mean, it's 3 years old, so maybe.
Who knows?
But
Yeah.
it looked really nice though. It looked really nice. I was like, and shout out shout out to Walmart, yeah, corporation, sweet, shout out. But they had it for they had it for $50, so that was nice.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's cool.
Isn't that normally? Is that normally 60 or 70?
normally 70. So
70, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I gotta stop before we head back in. If you have a Nintendo Switch and you don't have a Pro controller yet, that is by far, hands down, a must-have accessory. It's my favorite controller of any of the consoles. The
It's the most
battery
comfortable.
life is phenomenal. Yeah, it's super comfortable. It's a fantastic controller.
yep.
So
The thing is, she was playing Mario Kart. She hosted Mario Kart on Friday, and she's playing with the Joy-Cons in the grip, and she's like, she presses the A button so hard she has this huge indent in her thumb when we're all done, and and so she's like, my hands just hurt from playing. I'm like, let me get you a Pro. Let's go get a Pro controller, and then we played Splatoon. She's like, oh wow, this is this is
game changer.
This
Night
is
and day.
way better. So Ace
And
in
so
chat.
I feel like the Joy-Cons in that fashion are good for a friend over. They work. They're
Yeah.
completely acceptable, but I don't feel like it was ever intended for your 6-hour play sessions, to be on those little controllers. It gets the job done, but the Pro controller is just so much more comfortable.
it
Yeah,
is.
it's for your rooftop parties. That's what the Joy-Cons are there for.
Right,
Yeah, exactly.
right. Ace in chat saying, hey, maybe they're putting it on sale because they want warehouse space for new controllers. Wink, wink. So
Yeah.
um,
So I mean,
So-
I think the 35th anniversary. I'm gonna pull us back into line here
Yeah,
with what we're
perfect.
going at. I think the 35th anniversary stuff is cool, and I think I'm thinking that will hopefully be a feature that we're gonna see. But I'm also hopeful for an update on Bayonetta 3. Also an update on where we are with Metroid Prime, and possibly a stealth. I don't know if it'll be a stealth announcement, but like what we say for what have we been saying for the last 2 E3s, that they're finally going to announce Metroid Prime collection
trilogy.
coming to Switch. Yeah, the trilogy. I still think that would be a good Christmas, November time to release that game. I mean, I don't know if November this year with Halo coming out and all that kind of stuff, maybe not the best time, but it would be definitely a shooter to have on Switch, which could fall into that category, I guess. But yeah, and then finally, I think everyone was kind of hopeful in that last Pokemon kind of direct that was not as big as what they thought it was going to be. I wonder if they don't show off Let's Go Gold and Silver. Because I think they've had enough success with the Let's Go series to warrant at least continuing on in the franchises chronologically and show off, have those franchises revisited that way.
You think they would do that in a Nintendo Direct, or just save it for one of their Pokemon Directs at that point?
Let's Go was announced at E3, wasn't it?
It was, but they've shown to be able to gain a pretty large audience with just those Pokemon specific directs.
True.
So I'm curious if they would save that.
But if they make this as their quote unquote E3 kind of thing, even more eyes get put on it than what is just the standalone stuff.
So you guys are saying all sorts of great things. I think any one of those is possible, but I'm just over here on my island wondering when Pikmin Trilogy's gonna get announced and Pikmin 4. Like, come on, right? Like, Miyamoto said Pikmin 4 was all but done 3 years ago.
So
we're still waiting.
But how long did you say it took to get Breath of the Wild?
I mean, those are different animals, right?
Yeah. Well,
who knows? Maybe they're going to reinvent Pikmin and it's going to be massive open world.
That'd be cool.
The rumblings online are that there's been major development issues with Pokemon 4, or I'm sorry, Pikmin 4, and then and that a lot of people are really anticipating Pikmin 3 making its way to the Switch as
because that's the Wii U title,
that's
right?
the Wii U title. Yeah.
I would love for the Pikmin trilogy.
That's one of the
collection.
Yeah, and that's one of the Pikmin 3 is one of the holdover like top selling Wii U games that hasn't made a transition. That and what, Nintendo Land?
And
Yeah.
wasn't
some of those
Pikmin
games
4
just
on
wouldn't
DS?
translate. Oh, get out of here with that. What's it called? Hey Pikmin? Yeah.
Yes.
That doesn't count.
No.
That doesn't count.
No.
That doesn't count. But that's kind of what I'm hoping to see. I think we'll get some surprise Mario stuff, and by surprise maybe it is the a remastered Sunshine or a remastered Galaxy. Both of those would be fantastic to have if they did more than just port them. I would take them as straight ports, but if they've been taking their time and like remastering those, like how awesome would that be? So I think we'll get some surprises. Nintendo always does, right? But they also don't just give us what we want. And that everybody on Earth wants Pikmin 4. Nintendo, just give us Pikmin 4.
Everybody on Earth. That's funny. Chat was asking like, hey, is their original plans being put on hold or delayed? According to during their last like shareholder meeting, they said everything they'd plan on releasing this year is still in the works and will be coming out. So there were rumors about Mario Kart 9 being scrapped for this year, but again, there was never anything released.
That was all rumors.
So there was nothing announced. So Delmonic is still he just wants Star Fox Grand Prix. I'm not even sure why. Like,
hey, I mean, if they can make that a new F-Zero / Fox Star Fox Grand Prix, like I think a lot of people have been kind of calling for, and that was the rumor last week, right? Weren't we talking about that with the voice actor coming back, and if we're gonna get a new F-Zero, so that could kind of fill that void.
Yeah, I mean, they could do a lot of things. They have a lot of cool IPs that they could run with, so it'll be interesting to see. I just hope we get a direct with some information. I know maybe they were trying to focus on Nintendo World or Nintendo Land. What are they calling the Universal Nintendo theme park? Is it Nintendo World, Nintendo Land?
Yeah, I mean they like Tokyo is back opening, but they delayed
Right.
that part of the park opening because Universal feared that opening that new area of the park would drive too many people into the park and not allow for social distancing. So they postponed that. But I think the park was supposed to be ready now for the Olympics, because the Olympics should have been starting, I think, like here this next week.
Yeah.
But yeah,
and so maybe that's why we haven't seen a lot of 35th anniversary stuff, because maybe they were going to do it in, coincide with the launch of the park, and all of that kind of made them have to shift plans and adjust, and that wouldn't surprise me. Nintendo likes to do things kind of in that Disney grand big way, and I could see something like that. So I think we will get something. They're not going to ignore the 35th anniversary, but because it just dawned on me on this podcast that it's the 35th anniversary of the NES too. It's not just Mario, so
right.
I think we're gonna get something, right?
Yeah, you would hope. You'd hope. So I know Lady in chat saying she's waiting for a Rune Factory 5 date. She's also mentioned that Story of Seasons, the Harvest Moon game, is coming out. I believe it's next week also. So be some stuff to play. And maybe something like that. Maybe that Rune Factory. Maybe that's something that we would hear from a direct. There always seems to be some. It's more than just first party stuff, which then leads me to like the question, like what kind of like crossover title are we going to see, like Mario plus Rabbids or something like that? Like what kind of potential games are out there, and what are the rest of the EA games that we don't know about yet?
Yeah.
They're coming.
And
9 total, right? Isn't that what it's supposed to be?
I think it's 7.
7,
maybe.
I thought it was 7. Yeah. The crossover thing. I mean, you bring up a good point, because we had the Zelda Necrodancer crossover that was just phenomenal last year, and so they're showing that they're willing to let other people run with their IPs. So I'm curious. That brings up something.
Maybe we'll hear about it on Sunday, because Ubisoft has their thing on Sunday, the 12th, and that's maybe they're doing Mario Rabbids 2.
That could be.
That'd be cool. That'd be worth it.
Yeah.
I'd be down.
Yeah, that'd be great. Be great. All right, well, hey, let's wrap this thing up. All right, Eric, where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter. You can find me in the Discord. That's probably the best place. You can interact with all of us and thousands of other wonderful human beings. n64josh.com/Discord if you want to hang out with us. And that's HateZero with an X in the name. I had someone in the chat. It's like, I've been spelling it with a Z this whole time and I never knew.
You used to tell people with an X.
I know, but then somebody spelt it HATEZEROX. I'm like, nope, that's not it. So it's 0XERO, like Xerox.
That's funny. Crawler, where can we find you?
Same place. You can find me hanging out in Discord. I also have a Twitter. I haven't been tweeting anything. I did see Ready Player 2 was the book was announced.
Yeah,
I already got my pre-order in.
Yeah, that'll be cool. But yeah, hanging out in Discord. It's Nightcrawler724, Nightcrawlers without the E. So there's Hate and I's tie-in right there. We got something in our letters there. Yeah, and rage quitting Mario Kart and all sorts of other stuff. Yeah.
Streaming one day.
Streaming one day.
Yeah. Same with the horse stables, right, Eric?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get that. We'll see. Yes, that's coming. I bought the game. That's the hard part. So I just got to figure out. I got to get it set up and find time to do it.
There you go. Guys, you can follow me everywhere at N64Josh. The majority of my content right now is coming out on TikTok, as well as Instagram, YouTube. Yeah, we're doing all kinds of fun stuff on YouTube. I'm interviewing people for their on their islands and getting design ideas and stuff like that. It's a lot of fun. So we appreciate you guys so very much. Thank you for listening week in and week out. If you got any friends you can share this show with, do it. All right, you got some friends that want to listen to some Nintendo stuff, let them know about the Nintendo Powercast. We'd really appreciate it. And if you are looking for people just to play games with, I know we have a lot of people in our Discord that are like, they kind of have given up on playing games with people because they just like, people online are kind of just jerks. And we've really tried to create an inclusive, welcoming community for you to game, talk about games, and there's kind of something for everybody. So we would love to have you come hang out with us. So thanks again for listening. We love you guys, and we will see you next week. Bye now.